What up, YouTube? It is your boy, JB. Here today with the review for The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 5, Episode 7, titled Fireballs and Fireshots. This was a good episode, you guys. I will say that. It's a lot of stuff that I want to get into with this episode, so let's go ahead and just talk about it. All right, you guys, let's knock Gizelle out of the way real quick. So, Gizelle, you guys remember she was leaving to go to New York for her literary award. So she got to New York. That award show looked janky as fuck. It looked bootleg, to be quite honest with you guys. It didn't look like it just looked bootleg. It didn't look, I know that not all award shows are glitz and glamorous, but it just didn't look like an actual award show to me. And then some of the names that they called out, like I think they called out Eric Drum Dickey, everyone should know who that is. And Gizelle won over him. Yeah, no. I just wondered if that was a setup, but that ain't got nothing to do with me. But like I said, she won the award. Congratulations to Gizelle on that one. Have you guys read her book? If so, let me know in the comment section, because I have not read her book. I don't intend to read her book. I'm good on her book. Period. Point blank. But let's move on. All right, you guys. So let's pick up where the episode started at. So the episode, you guys remember, the ladies took their overdressed asses out for seafood. So Gizelle and Candace were giving each other the eyes at the table when Ashley was talking about Michael. Now, I did respect the fact that Gizelle said that, Ashley, and Candace need to have a solo conversation once they get back to the house. So they do go back to the house. They're unwinding for the night. I think Monique said she's going to build up a camp, a fire so they can make s'mores. There was a bee in the house. They were swooning over the bee. Now I probably would do the same thing. But the reason why I would do that is because I'm allergic to a bee sting or a wasp sting. I will die if you don't give me medical help. So then, like I said, Monique starts the fire. So outside by the fire, it is Monique, it's Robin, it's Karen, and it's Wendy. Inside the house, because actually Ashley was upstairs with baby Dean. So inside the house is Ashley upstairs with Dean. Downstairs is Gizelle and Candace. Now Candace is a little bit nervous about having this conversation with Ashley just because of the past with Ashley, and I understood that part. So then Ashley comes downstairs and they sit down and have a conversation with her, and they tell her, and I respected the way they did this. It's not something that you need to bring up in front of the group. I respected that so much. You don't have to have the conversation in front of the group. So they show her the text messages. She read the text messages, and Candace asked her, so I know you said you ask him direct questions, but have you ever asked him indirect questions? Ashley says, I've asked him directly, indirectly. I read emails, text messages. I've even sniffed his underwear because he came home one night from a strip club smelling like a woman's perfume. Now, what I'll say to that part is, if you have to go that far to sniff his underwear, go through his emails, his text message, his phone logs, stuff like that, you already know what he's doing. And why are you staying in this situation? That's the question that I have. If you have to go through those links, that means it's time to let shit go. But Ashley is trying to get that payday. And speaking, I said that in the week's High to Top is congratulations to Ashley and Michael who are having their second baby. But yeah, if you have to go that far to sniff the underwear and all that kind of shit, girl, just let the shit go. So then, Monique, so the rest of the girls go out and join. Well, Candace, Ashley, and Gizelle go out and join the other girls by the fire. They have a good time. So then they decide to call it a night. Robin and Giselle went to their room. I guess Ashley went upstairs to Dean. Candace, Karen, Monique, and Wendy. They got the fireball shots and went downstairs. And baby, when I tell you, Karen was lit like a motherfucker. Karen was lit up like a Christmas tree. You know, she says, I don't look this good. Because I look this good because I don't fuck around. This is all natural. Then she started, talking about her vagina, how it's wet. I'm like, oh my God, Karen, keep it. I don't want to hear that. Love you to death, but I don't want to hear that. Then she just started slurring her fucking words, and the conversation just made absolutely no sense. Because she says, when you're married to a powerfully successful man, let me say that again. When you're married to a powerfully successful man. I'm like, Karen, you okay, boo-boo? Then she said, when it comes to the tax returns, I put money in there. I want a return. I should have left in a fucking heartbeat. I'm like, Karen, girl, you are drunk as the fuck. But I was here for it. It's kind of fun to see Karen in that light because, we always get the grande dame of Potomac. The grande dame. She's always prim and proper. It was nice to see her drunk as fuck. I don't know. I know they did a shot count, but you know how Bravo is. Bravo loves to be shady. But I do know Karen was lit like a Christmas tree. Lit like these lights in my face. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I got 3 lights in my face. But yeah, Karen was lit like a motherfucker. But let's move on. All right, you guys, so let's move over to day 3. I've already talked about Giselle. So Giselle was packing to go to New York for her literary award. So all the men are going to arrive with the exception of Michael and Juan. Now, the reason why Juan is not showing up because Juan has to coach a game. Michael, don't know why Michael didn't show up. So Monique then, so Chris showed up first. Then it was Wendy's husband, whose name I literally forget. I forgot what his name is. I don't remember. And then Chris shows up, white boy Chris. So Monique, the girls are in the kitchen, and Monique brings up the fact that Ashley, Ashley, Candace, and Giselle, they were inside of the house talking for a whole hour, and she felt some type of way about that. Would I necessarily feel some type of way about that? People having a sidebar conversation. I'm trying to think, would I have an issue with that? I'm really trying to think. How would I feel about that situation? Because I'm really trying to think. Would I feel some type of way? Not necessarily. I mean, you don't have to tell. I mean, if you're having a sidebar conversation, that means to me, if somebody has a sidebar conversation, that would tell me that that's probably something personal that person doesn't want to talk about. So I wouldn't necessarily have an issue with it. Where did this little bug come from? So yeah, I wouldn't necessarily have an issue with them having a sidebar conversation because it might just be something that they don't want to bring to the group. Like that would be what I would think. So I don't know why Monique is making such a big deal about it. So then Ashley was like, well, Candace, was telling me something, and Monique was like, I don't need to know about what you guys were talking about. If you don't need to know what they were talking about, why are you mentioning it? Because like I said again, I can't say yes or no that I would have an issue with the sidebar conversation. I don't know. I know she said that they were talking for a whole hour, but that still wouldn't bother me. I don't think. That's a hard one for me. I mean, no, it actually wouldn't bother me because it wouldn't bother me. It wouldn't, because I don't care. As long as y'all come back and join now, if y'all had a sidebar conversation, excuse me, y'all. Now, if y'all had a sidebar conversation and went to sleep and then say, hey, we had a long conversation and we're going to sleep, then I'd be like, damn, y'all had a sidebar conversation and then y'all went upstairs and went to sleep. Y'all didn't come join us. but they had a sidebar conversation, and then they did come out there and join you guys. Now, yes, they didn't tell you guys what the conversation was about because it had nothing to do with anybody. But then when Ashley explained it, that the fact that the conversation was about a text message that Candace got about Michael, what he did on Thursday night, Monique was like, oh God, this again, we did this last year. We should leave the marriages alone. Well, technically, Candace didn't do anything. Candace got some information that was brought to her. And it would look shady as fuck if she knew the information and she didn't tell Ashley, and somehow it came out that, oh, so and so, well, I told Candace this and she didn't tell you. Oh no, Candace didn't tell me that. So I actually respect Candace for, pulling Ashley to the side, having a conversation, telling her what was what. And I don't think I don't think Candace was doing anything against her marriage. That is Michael. Michael is in that marriage with Ashley, not Candace. Candace was just being a good, they're in a good spot with each other, and Candace just wanted to continue to be in a good spot. Like, I would feel some type of way if me and somebody, we getting cool, but then someone comes to you and tells you something about my significant other and you didn't tell me. Like, I'd be like, but damn, we supposed to be working on a relationship. I would respect it a lot more if you come to me and say, hey, I got this information from so and so. I don't know if it's true or not, but I just want to present it to you and let you do with it whatever you feel. I just didn't get why Monique was so defensive about that. It wasn't that, Candace had done anything. And then when she rolled her eyes, I'm like, Monique, I think you putting 20 on 10. I think you're doing a little bit much. So let's pause here and keep moving. All right, you guys. So outside, Wendy is telling Robin about how the night ended with Karen taking the fireball shots. So Karen comes downstairs and Robin mentions the fireball shots to Karen. And Karen's like, huh? And Robin got upset. She's like, Wendy, that's the shit I be talking about with her. I'm like, Robin, she might still be hung over. Did you ever stop to think that maybe Karen is just hung over and she don't know what the fuck you're talking about? Because I've had plenty of times like that where I have been hung over. Actually, like for my little cousin, when she turned 21, we had a party for her. We had a 21st birthday party for her. And once her mom and dad went to sleep, we continued the party. We had a damn good time. We drank so much alcohol. We drank all the alcohol that we had bought. And then I don't know what made us do this, but me and her baby daddy, her baby daddy, and another one of my cousins, we had a bottle of Everclear. Don't ask me why, but we decided to take a shot of Everclear. Whoo! We took a shot of that Everclear, and my cousin the next morning, we woke up, and she was like, "I'm surprised y'all woke up," because I'm like, "Huh?" She's like, "Y'all took a shot." I'm like, "Oh yeah, the Everclear. We took a shot of it." I'm like, "I forgot. I didn't know what you were talking about." Like, I don't know why Robin got so defensive about that. So in this episode, two people got defensive for no fucking reason: Robin and Monique. So then, they're outside. So, Monique comes down there with Dana, and she asked them, what are they talking about? And, they're talking, I think Wendy said we're talking about the night before. So that's when Monique decides to bring up this whole situation about, Giselle, Candace, and Ashley having a sidebar conversation. Now, mind you, in the kitchen, she wasn't coming hard at Ashley, but outside, she's coming hard at Candace. And I feel like I said, Monique was blowing that whole situation out of proportion. It just didn't deserve the energy that she was given to it. It wasn't that deep. And Candace apologized not once, but she apologized more than once. But Monique is still digging at Candace, and I just wasn't here for that. Like, I really wasn't here for that. And Candace got up and walked away, and I'm like, I'm so proud of Candace for actually walking away, because I would have did the same thing too. I would have been like, you know what, Monique? I don't have time for this shit. I've apologized to you now 3 or more times. I'm done. If you want to fight and argue with somebody, argue with yourself, or go find T'Challa and argue with him. But leave me the fuck alone. So then, like I said, the guys are there, and they're asking Wendy, how does she and what the fuck is her husband's name? Edward? Is that his name? He looks like an Eddie, but I don't know if that's his name. Wendy's husband. That's what we're gonna call him for now. They asked how did they meet. She told her story about how they've known each other for a long time. I don't forget how many years they've known each other. I think she said 17, but they've only been married 8 years, I think, something like that. And their mothers don't get along, and he actually doesn't talk to his mother. His mother hasn't even met the grandkids. I'm like, oh, that is really sad. I would say something, but I feel like a certain person, I feel like my biological mother might watch my reviews, and I feel like she might feel some type of way about me talking about her because she no longer talks to me, which I'm fine with that. It doesn't, shut up. So then they have the guys impersonate their wives. That was fun. I was a little cringy. Now, Ray impersonating Karen, it was a little off. We need my sister Roxanne to impersonate her. Chris did a good job of impersonating Candace. Now, Chris Samuels, nobody wanted to see that impersonation because I was with Wendy. Like, so that's the first thing you think about when you come to your wife is her giving you fellatio. Cool. So then let's wrap the episode up with Ashley. So Ashley was calling her asshole of a husband, Michael. She wanted to talk to him because they had all packed up and left. Here's the one thing that bothered me. I don't know if Monique was actually, so mind you, they were leaving. Monique said goodbye to everyone with the exception of Candace because she was asleep. Now, she could have been asleep. I thought she was faking. Who knows? I don't care. So now they're at home, they're back home in Potomac. So Ashley's calling Michael. Michael said he's eating lunch and he has some documents that he's looking at. And she's like, oh, I was just calling to see what you were doing. He repeated it again. She said, I heard you the first time. Michael is an asshole. I don't know why Ashley puts up with it. I was about to say the old dick must be good, but ugh. All right, you guys, but that is going to wrap it up for me with the Real Housewives of Potomac. Be sure to like this video, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification button so you guys know when I drop anything else. Share this video, and until the next one, take care of yourselves, stay safe out there, stay hydrated, and I will see you guys later. I know in the preview that they are showing that next. Now, here's the thing about the preview, because this week was supposed to be the week that Ashley sat down and had the conversation with Michael about what happened, but they're saying that that's next week, and then they're also showing a preview of the fight. I can tell you guys 100% the fight is not going to be in next week's episode. It's probably going to be 2 weeks out, or maybe another week. But I will see you guys later. Bye.